One of the most common questions I get asked is, how do you find your flange size? So let's talk flanges. So there are different types of flanges. So this is off the Spectra. This is the Mum Cozy S12. Now you can see that these are quite different flanges, but essentially they do the same thing. They are designed for your nipple to go in and out as it would in your baby's mouth, and to help create that suction and draw the milk out. So generally you will have your flange. So this is your flange. Let me pull this part off. So this here is your flange tunnel and your flange, and on this wearable pump, got that on good. This is your flange. So sometimes this is also referred to as a breast shield, just in case you have heard that terminology. So what we are looking for is to find the right size tunnel for your nipple. Too small and it is going to not draw in your nipple and draw out the milk. Too large and you're also going to draw in your areola. So you're really going to want to make sure that you have the right flange size so your nipple can move freely in and out without drawing in your areola as well. Now, this is important because if it's too small and pulling, it is going to really rub on your nipple and cause a lot of pain and damage. And again, too large, you're also going to have your areola getting pulled in, and that's not going to be very comfortable at all. So we really do, I really stress that it's important to get the right sizing for you to make sure that your pumping session is as comfortable as possible. So how do we find our nipple size? There are a couple of ways. You might be lucky enough to have something similar to this, which is a nipple measuring tool, or we can simply just grab a ruler. Now, excuse my simple drawings, but hopefully you can get the idea of this. What we are looking to get, so this section around your nipple, that is your areola. Now, we are not wanting to measure that. We are simply wanting to measure from the base to the top of your nipple. So if we were to look at this, you'll have that, pretend that's your nipple, that's your areola around it. We are wanting to measure from this point to this point. So with a nipple measuring tool, you can simply slide this over your nipple until you find a sizing that fits. If again it is too large, you are going to want to go down a smaller sizing. So if here you can see that this wouldn't even fit over the nipple. So I would say around a 21 to possibly a 24 would be a great sizing for this. Again, you can grab a ruler. Now it is in millimeters and we can simply just measure. So this is around a 22 to a 23 sizing. So when we talk about sizing for flanges, most come with a standard, you'll see on here it's written a standard 24 millimeter. So if this nipple here is around a 22 to 23, ideally I would still use the 24 millimeter flange sizing, because in terms of sizing they go up from a 15 to a 17, 19, 21, and then 24. So you're going to want to find the closest to your nipple size. Very easily, if say you are actually a 17 millimeter nipple, but your pump is a 24 millimeter flange, you are going to want to use what is called a flange insert. Now, these are specific to your pump model and brand, so make sure when you are purchasing your flange inserts that it is compatible with the flange of your breast pump. So this is a Mum Cozy compatible flange insert. So if I were to grab my 24, it says it on here, 24 millimeter flange, I simply grab my insert and slide it in. Now that then reduces the size of the tunnel to a 17 millimeter, which then will be ideal for my nipple size. And then you go on and you can use your pump as you normally will. Just make sure when you've finished your pumping session that you remove this and make sure that this is also washed, clean and sterilized, because it will come in contact with your breast milk. I feel like I have covered most of it, except for what if your nipple size is larger than the 24 millimeter? Now, most people will generally be around the 24 or smaller, but if you do have the larger nipple size, and your pump is only at 24 millimeter, you will need to look to purchase a larger flange size. Now, the next size up is a 27 millimeter. Sometimes you can find a 28, but it does start getting difficult to find pumps with a larger flange size. So something to keep in mind. The only other thing to also consider is if you do have a pump that has a standard 27 or 28 millimeter flange, you need to also make sure that your flange insert is also suitable for that larger flange size. So the base of this connects to the 24 millimeter. So if I was to put this flange insert specifically into a larger flange, then it would be too loose and fall out, because this is made to convert the 24 millimeter to a 17. So again, something just to keep in mind, that your flange size does matter, especially if you're trying to reduce it with a flange insert. I hope this video helps. If you have any questions, please ask. I will do my very best to help answer them. Cheers.